Good morning and welcome to the 10 a.m. daily weather brief. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our surface analysis chart for today, in which we do have a low pressure system currently over Quebec and a trailing cold front that is well off to the southeast now. That is what has brought this chilly and breezy start to our day. We also have high pressure over the plains, and that is helping to keep these conditions that we're seeing out there today dry and mostly sunny, with our highs expected in the mid-30s. And we'll also see those gusty conditions hang around, especially on the front half of the day, and that will also keep our wind chills well below freezing as we move through into the overnight hours. Tonight, temperatures do look to drop into the mid-20s as those winds do slowly start to diminish. And then on Wednesday, we'll see a weak low pressure system pass to the north later in the day, closer towards Thursday, and dry conditions are expected during that time. Although on the backside, we'll see some slightly cooler conditions move in, with nighttime lows dipping down into the lower 20s and possibly even the upper teens across a good portion of the region. Now, moving through the weekend, we can see here that we'll have an upper level trough that will remain anchored over eastern Canada, and that will gradually de-amplify, which will keep us under some west-northwesterly flow aloft, and that will keep us mostly dry, except for a slight rain chance, a very slight rain chance, that is, on Saturday, as a weak system down from the south may form and move into the Carolinas. However, most models do generally suggest that the precipitation will be well south of the local area, but again, some showers might creep into our neck of the woods. And then to close out the week ahead, as seen in the upper right of the screen here, we'll have high pressure build back in, and that will mellow out the conditions once again as we begin to see the next low off to the north organize and pass through the northeast early next week, but generally a dry upcoming 7 days ahead. For our 24-hour forecast ahead, we can anticipate seeing light cloud cover throughout a majority of the day today, portions of which, especially once we close out the business hours, could clear up just a bit with a less cloud coverage overall, but those clouds, especially in the form of upper level clouds, should build in those later hours and into the early morning hours of tomorrow. For our temperatures, we can anticipate them climbing into the mid-30s and dropping into the mid-20s. And for our winds, we can expect to see those elevated conditions or elevated gusts, especially earlier. As we move into the close of business today, we'll start to see those winds gradually die down, and winds will turn generally light in the overnight hours and early morning hours of tomorrow. And we do currently have a wind advisory out, and that is anticipated to continue to be the case for the next few hours at the very least. Taking a look at the short-term weather forecast, on Wednesday we can anticipate partly to mostly cloudy conditions and a high near 40. Wednesday night, partly to mostly cloudy and a low of 34. And then Thursday, winds building in, partly cloudy and a high of 38. And for the 7 days ahead, today mostly sunny, clouds mixing in, and Wednesday and Thursday we'll start to see a bit more cloud coverage, especially Wednesday, a bit of clearing on Thursday, clouds building on Friday after that cold front moves through, and we see chilly conditions Thursday evening. And then we have the possibility of that low forming down south, bringing in very slight rain chances on Saturday into Sunday. And then we close out our week with a cloudy Monday. Generally, the temperatures do look to remain a bit below average, but pretty consistent throughout the week ahead in the upper 30s to low 40s, with lows generally in the low 30s to as low as the teens on Thursday night but we'll have to see how that comes together. And that is the 7 days ahead. Hope everyone has a great day. We'll be back tomorrow at 8:15 with the daily weather operations brief.